This is a short presentation about sound insulation in dwellings. Through this movie, we will shortly talk about the problem with poor sound insulation, the theory behind it, and how to solve it. Probably most of you recognize this situation, whether or not you have been on one or the other side. When talking about sound insulation, there are two different types of measurements: sound reduction index and step sound insulation. Sound reduction index is the level of sound insulation for airborne sound. Step sound is when a source is operating directly on an element, for example the floor. According to the Swedish building regulations, it is required special sound insulation between apartments. Swedish standards have 4 different sound classifications, where Class C is the minimum requirement to fulfill the regulations. Class A corresponds to very good acoustical conditions.
When calculating the sound reduction index, one has to take in consideration all the different paths that the sound can travel in the building. As you can see in this image, there are 4 paths for the sound to travel in the one-dimensional case. In an existing building where complaints have been made, the tenants could overhear telephone calls from the neighbors upstairs. After calculations and analysis of the construction, the conclusion was that the sound insulation was so poor that the requirements for Sound Class C were not fulfilled. One solution to solve this problem is to break the transmission paths by reconstructing the slab. This is done by extending the slab into the walls, but as you can understand, this is not an easy thing to do for already existing buildings. A more relevant solution in this special case is to add extra layers on walls and floor. This is an easy and efficient solution. As you can imagine, there are lots of different solutions for this kind of problems, but no matter what you do, there will always be someone who complains.